Hello, my name is Jonathan Reed, and this is my research proposal presentation. Forgive me, I'm going to have to talk rather quickly to get through all the content. We're going to talk about flipping the classroom to support English learners. What is a flipped classroom? It's important to understand this first and foremost. John Sensen of teachthought.com gives a clear summary. It is a flipped classroom is one where students are introduced to the content at home and practice working through it at school. The two things that primarily motivated me to study flipping the classroom for English language learners is, on the one hand, the movement of English language learners increasingly becoming a larger percentage of our students. Right now in California, uh, English learners make up a total 20% of enrolled students. The second movement is that technology is progressing quicker and quicker. And as technology progresses, teachers need to grapple with how to use that technology to better their teaching and to better their students. We're going to study the effects of flipping the classroom on the achievement of EL students and explore what pitfalls to avoid when implementing this new framework in the future. First and foremost, we want to see how does it affect the achievement of EL students? And secondarily, we also want to see what are the limitations of the framework in the classroom in general. It breaks down into about three questions. The first is, what is the impact of flipping the classroom on English language learning students' acquisition of English? What is the impact on their performance in each subject matter and grade level? And what is the impact on their engagement, or what I will call their self-directed learning? Now, in order to conduct this study, the greatest need is going to be the willing participation of selected schools, both to flip their classroom and to disclose the specifics of their test scores to the researchers. The method that I propose that we use is a classic case study. I think that we're going to need a large enough sample size to determine specifically the grade level uh, and the effect on subject matter. Therefore, I propose that we have 9 classes in the control group and 9 classes in the target group, each paralleling the other. At the end of the school year, 2 forms of data will be analyzed. First is the standardized test scores from each classroom. And the 3 standardized scores that we will study are the LPAC, the CASP, and the CAST, studying both the English math of the CASP and the oral and written language of the LPAC. The second form of data will be a survey given to all the students designed to determine their feelings about their own self-directed learning. This is a copy of the survey that we will give to students. Essentially, it's 19 questions where they rate themselves, and we will get this back and be able to determine what they feel about their self-directed learning and compare it from the control group to the target group. This is my proposed list of target group on the left-hand side in blue and control group in red on the right-hand side. And you can see that they're split apart by grade level, by school district, and by socioeconomic levels. So they're levels of English language learners, and I tried to pick from varying degrees of socioeconomics as well. So you'll see that there are 18 schools represented here. Each of them have a percentage of ELL students, which will give us a way to analyze the data later on. This is essentially a graph that would be a hypothetical result. So we would control the control group. We would average all of the 5th graders on their LPAC written language, their LPAC oral language, their CASP in the ELA and literacy, their CASP in the math section, and CAST, which is science. And we would be able to average their scores and compare it to the target 5th graders to see the impact on the score in general.